NPLW action here at Deakin Stadium on a cold Tuesday night. My name is Lachlan Roberts. I'll be your lead commentator today, and joining me here for this match between Canberra, Croatia, and Monaro Panthers is Jeremy Magan. Welcome, Jeremy. How are you feeling?
I'm good. I'm nice and warm up here. How are you, Lachlan?
Yeah, a bit cold, but at least it's not raining, as we're discussing off air. At least the weather is nice and dry, let alone being cold. We've got a great match here for you this evening between the undefeated Canberra, Croatia, who are 4 wins from 4, up against the bottom of the table Monaro Panthers, who are still looking for their first win of the season. How do you see this one matching up, Jeremy?
I think it definitely looked like an uneven matchup, doesn't it? I said on my preview for the weekend that it was a bit of the game of the antipodes. Canberra, Croatia has won every game that they've played this season, and Monaro Panthers hasn't won a game yet. They're also, unfortunately, the worst defense on the league. It's going to be a task for Paul Townsley. That game was supposed to be played at Riverside, which could have been a tiny advantage for the Monaro Panthers, and unfortunately now they're playing the home game in Deakin. We'll see. I'd say there's not a lot going on for the Greens, but hey, that's usually when you are the best, when everything is against you, isn't it? When
reading your preview, I had to Google what antibodies meant. But thanks for explaining in that French section words. There. We'll quickly go through the teams here this evening, and lining up for the home team, which is Monaro Panthers. In goals, we've got Alana Josipic, Brooke Jones, Taylor Wilson, Heather Brayshaw and Riley Whiteley are the back line. Holding midfield position is taken up by Bella Wallace, and a midfield four of Janet King, Taylor Zanotto, Cass Googleman, Liz Edward, and leading the line for them this evening is Kenzie Osfield. There's quite a few outs in this team, Jeremy. There's no Tammy Compton, who is suspended, and the big out in that midfield is Rachel Hardwick. You spoke to Paul Townsley before kick-off. What's the news on her?
Yeah, exactly. It's an ankle injury, just a little knock. She's on the bench. He wasn't sure if she could be on the bench. She's on the bench. She's definitely the big loss of the night for Monaro Panthers. She's the captain. She has scored a couple of goals this season. We've seen her importance in that team. Not having her will make life a bit harder for Monaro.
We've seen her score 2 cracking free kicks this evening, so we'll wait to see who will take on those free kick duties here this evening. And for the away side, Canberra, Croatia, we've got Alex Hinson in goals, Alice Churchill, Rhiannon Fensom, Amy McLaughlin and Laura Agnew in the back line. In the midfield, dominant midfield trio of Krista Hagan, Grace Field and Grace Gill, and leading the line for them this evening in the front three is Brittany Palombi, Sharon Chow and Jordan Oida.
Quite a few goals for that Canberra, Croatia side. I was talking about Rachel Hardwick. She scored the only 2 goals for Monaro Panthers this season. Let's hope we see more goals for the Greens tonight.
As I said, in the lead up to this match, 4 wins from 4 for Canberra, Croatia. Took on to Nick Brosnich for kick-off. He was relieved almost for their first two wins when they just scraped by. And he feels like they're slowly starting to build into the season. I think that comes with the struggle of not having many pre-season games, a disrupted pre-season, obviously due to COVID-19. So he's looking for his side to build up into, obviously, a crucial match this coming weekend against Belconnen United.
Yeah, exactly. The rematch of the grand final last year, and we know how dramatic the ending was. I think Nick has good problems in his hands, right? He keeps saying that he's not 100% happy with the level his players have showcased since the beginning of the season, and yet 4 wins in 4 games. I was surprised to see the game happening tonight. I thought he was going to fight to not have a midweek game with Belconnen happening on Sunday, but hey, look, it's early midweek, so he said that if the game had happened on Thursday, he might have made some changes in his lineup. Since it's only Tuesday night, he was happy to put basically his best 11 on the field tonight.
It's just a good hit up, almost, isn't it? A replacement of training. You play a full 90-minute contest against Monaro Panthers, so it'd be a good lead up to their blockbuster match, which always turns out to be the match of the season in Canberra, Croatia versus Belconnen United.
And I think he'll want to win the game tonight, because if they get the 3 points, then they are on top of the ladder by themselves. So it's also, maybe that's the positive point about playing the midweek game before Belconnen. They can put pressure on their adversary by telling them, hey, we are 2 points ahead of you, so now you got to do the hard work to come and get that top spot again.
There is no premiership glory in the shortened season, no trophies for finishing on top, but obviously you still want the bragging rights come finals time, and a chance to knock Belconnen United, who've won, I think, 10 premierships in a row or something like that, which is just mind-blowing. Ready to get underway here shortly. It's Kenzie Osfield standing over the ball, and she gets the game underway. Long ball early from Monaro, one nicely there in the midfield by Canberra, Croatia. Churchill out here to Palombi, who finds Grace Gill in the midfield. Always seem to find space in that middle of the park, doesn't she, Grace Gill? Just glides across the pitch.
Loves to find herself between the defensive mid and the centre backs.
Tries to find a reverse ball to Chow at the top of the box, and it's cleared into her. But Monaro Panthers do well to clear their line and snuff out the danger before Palombi on that ruthless left foot. She's got a devastating finish, so watch out for her left peg here this evening. Churchill throws the ball into field, who's found a pocket of space outside the box. Back out to Churchill, who finds Palombi, and she's offside. Monaro Panthers have had some tough results over the last 14 days. They finished off their match against Boyden Western, which was called off a couple of weeks back, and they ended up losing that game 2-0 at Gungahlin closed in a rescheduled match on a Wednesday night. And they lost to Wagga City Wanderers last weekend, 5-1. On the other hand, Canberra, Croatia have had some great results. A 3-1 win here against Canberra United Academy and a 5-3 win over Olympic. Two teams who fancy themselves as top 4 sides. You were at both those games, I believe.
Exactly, and it was both games were a real show of force for Canberra, Croatia, who just were very lethal. They didn't have that many opportunities to score, and they almost put them all in. It was hard for both Olympic and Canberra United Academy because they could not make a mistake without paying it by goal, really.
Field crosses the ball in here. Grace Gill's in the box. Doesn't get a header on target, though. Falls to Sonoto, tries and clears to Janet King, who's surprisingly playing outfield this evening. She has started in goals, actually. Against, I think, Tuggeranong United, she started in goals. In their 1-1 draw, the one time they did grab a point, She allegedly scored a hat-trick. Exactly,
that's what Paul Townsley was telling us before the game started. Against Wagga City Wanderers, playing with the reserves, she scored a hat-trick, and Paul decided that was good enough to give her a shot outfield with the first, and I don't see why not, really.
As we were saying, the only goal scorer this year is out with injury as well, so why not put her up at there on left wing and see what she can do. She's got a fair bit of pace to burn, so let's see if she can be an asset for Monaro Panthers here this evening.
And if there's any problem with Josipovic in the goal, then the substitute is on the field straight away.
Hinson on the ball here. Swings it out wide. A great pass out here to Churchill on the near side. He finds Gill, who lays it off to Palombi. She crosses into the back stick to find a... Who's that? Is that Oida? He fails to get a shot on target, but a decent chance, great build-up, and once again it comes from Grace Gill finding space in that midfield and using her high wingers.
Exactly, and you can see the experience and how long they've been playing together. Alice Churchill, Grace Gill, Brittany Palombi, 1, 2, 3, and then the danger comes into the box straight away. Unlucky for Oido that she wasn't able to connect properly with that ball, but that was a very dangerous situation already.
Panthers clear their line here. Finds Churchill out wide. He looks to cut it back for Palombi, but the pass is intercepted and it goes out for a corner kick for Canberra, Croatia. Behagen to take the corner here on this near side.
Something that we've seen against Canberra Olympic a lot is look at Grace Gill's position outside of the box. She gave a couple of goals just by getting the ball outside of the box and then shoot it straight away.
Was a bit of a strange corner kick routine where it looked like there was hardly any Canberra Croatia players in the box, and Grace Gill, as you pointed out, was at the edge of the box here. And they did put the ball in the box there and have won themselves another corner, which Hagen will trot over and put back into play. As you can see here, there's only actually 2 players in the box, Grace Field and Oida. And they either a late run and they've tried and find Gill at the edge of the box and acres of space. Hagen with the ball in. Skips all the way through, and a great chance for Field. Gill puts the ball back into the box, finds Chow, and a shot lacks the strength to beat Josipovic in goals. What do you think of that corner kick routine?
Same thing happens against Olympic, like I was saying. Only a couple of players in the box, which is strange with the size advantage that Canberra Croatia has on most teams in WNPL.
Field breaks in, cuts back for Gill, who buries it into the bottom corner. Such a lethal partnership from Grace Field to Grace Gill. An unerring finish into the bottom corner by the Canberra Croatia captain.
They know each other, the Graces, and as soon as Grace Field has a bit of space, she's dangerous, and she knew where to find Grace Gill. A nice cut back, beautiful goal by Grace Gill. Good composure, finds the bottom corner.
Well, Nick Brosnich was saying before kickoff that this is a game they couldn't take lightly, and they had to make sure they were ruthless and put this game to bed early on, and they've done that, just scoring inside the opening 7 minutes. 1-0 to Canberra Croatia. Fensom clears, who finds Oida, who breaks away. The ball falls to Field, who pushes it forward to Hagen, who swings the ball out wide and finds no teammates there. It split the gap where her 2 teammates were. Whiteley will throw in right below us. Tries to find Isabella Wallace, but Gill's there to turn the ball over, passes back to Fensom. Canberra Croatia will build from the back here. Turnover here from Henson, who crosses into the box. Hagen does well to get back and help out her back line there, but worrying sign there for Henson, who turned the ball over, and the ball had fallen kind to Monaro. They were in there with a chance.
Exactly, and luckily Hagen was here, but yeah, Liz Edwards able to deflect that clearance by Henson and then trying to find a partner in the box. I guess Hinson got away with that one, didn't he?
Meanwhile, there's been a free kick blown near the halfway, which will be taken by Fensom. She'll pass back to her centre-back partner, McLaughlin. Lots of space out here for Oida. Tries to put the ball in the box early, but well cleared by Monaro. It does seem they have Canberra Croatia has a lot of space down those wings, doesn't it?
And unfortunately, they don't need a lot of space to score, as we saw just earlier. Something that was key for the academy when they play against Canberra Croatia. In the first half, they did really well. They just showed a lot of intensity, positive aggressivity on the ball, and they always had someone shutting down Grace Gill. It looks like Bella Wallace is on the task tonight to try and stop Grace Gill, but you have to make sure the balls don't get to her too easily, that she doesn't have time to turn around, and that's definitely no easy task.
It's a huge challenge for young Wallace in the midfield, going up against the experience of Grace Gill. Plumpy wins herself a free kick. I think it's the key for the Canberra Croatia side, and has been for quite some time. Grace Gill just falling into pockets of space just in front of her forward line. But having the partnership of Grace Field is great pass from Grace Gill here. Finds Chow. Her shot finds the waiting arms of Josipovic. Yet again, it's just her finding that space at the edge of the block and looking. That was a beautiful reverse ball for Chow, but whose finish wasn't as strong as she would like. Great run here down the line, but the ball's turned over in edge of the box. Monaro clear, but Churchill picks up the scraps. Ball forced to field here. He's content to start again. Hagen's on the ball here. Finds Gill, who lays it off to Churchill. Spaced and here on the left side. But her ball is poor, and you can hear from her shout of disapproval. She was upset with herself for not finding her teammates. Osfield plays a 1-2 with Zanotta. She's tracked down by Hagen, who does well, wins the ball. Pressure here. Hagen wore her like a glove. No space to turn, no space to find a pass.
That's what Canberra Croatia does as well. They press high, preventing you from playing your ball. From the lineup that Paul Townsley had given us, it looked like they were going to play a defensive kind of 4-5-1, but we can see already that Liz Edwards not following Alice Churchill has given a lot of opportunities on the left side. They're going to have to fix that as quickly as possible if they don't want this game to turn into a nightmare.
I'm going to try and find Kenzie Osfield in behind, but the ball is overhit and it falls to Hinson, who gathers and passes out to Fensom. Acres of space down that far side for Lara Agnew, who finds Chow. Finds Field with time to look up and find her pass. Gill on the ball, quick feet, finds Chow. They turn the ball over here. Kenzie Osfield picks it up. Guglerman finds Osfield again. But the tick-attack of football falls apart. And Canberra, Croatia intervene. McLaughlin finds Churchill. Great pass to Gill in the middle of the park. She's hunted down by Osfield, but she does well and finds her the other Grace on the field tonight. Gill switches it out here to Churchill. Palombi with acres of space here. Stands up a defender and tries to find a ball into the box, but it's overhit and skips away from Chow.
A little bit too much time for the Canberra Croatia player to find solutions, to turn around, to pass the ball to their teammates. The press needs to be a little bit more intensive for Monaro Panthers.
I think that was almost the downfall, how much time Palombi had there to which pass she wanted to pick, and too much time and overthought it and turned the ball over. It is a difficult task for a young and youthful Monaro Panthers side against a dominant team like Canberra Croatia, especially missing some experienced players like Demba Comte, who's suspended, as we mentioned, and Rachel Hardwick, and there's no Monique Eaton either here this evening.
Yeah, and as we mentioned in pre-game, they haven't won a game yet, so having the confidence to bring the fight to a team who's won their first 4 game can't be easy.
Chow finds Palombi here, one-on-one. Buries the ball past Josipovic with that left foot. As I mentioned, she's got a great left foot on her. And an erring finish from Palombi, who scores her second in as many games.
Perfect position for Brittany Palombi to put that one in. Again, Chow finding herself with a lot of space in the middle of the park, able to turn around. Nice little pass, square pass for Palombi from the edge of the box. She's always going to be lethal from this part of the field, and that's 2-0 now for Canberra, Croatia.
14 minutes in, Canberra, Croatia 2, Monaro Panthers 0. Hagen on the ball here, finds Field, who overhits her pass to no one in particular. No one seemed to be running onto that pass there from Field. Bit of miscommunication. Josipovic. Boots the ball long. Churchill puts her name on it and her head on it, and wins the header. It's Canberra Croatia's throw in on this near side. It'd be difficult for a Monaro Panthers team not to drop their heads 2-0 down in the opening 15 minutes. What would you think Paul Townsley be trying to boost his team in this opening half?
Look, I'm sure they... let's see Oido right here. I'm sure Paul Townsley didn't come into that game telling the girls that you're about to win 8-0 and be ready for a massive win. He knew that it was going to be a hard game. I think for a team like Monaro Panthers, and having chatted with Paul a couple of times, they are building a team for the future. They are trying to get more and more players to come in. They're really getting ready for next season. They're trying with Rachel Hardwick to bring more and more skill in that team and to just develop young players. They have good reserves and good young teams. It's just about keeping on, right? It's just about, you're not going to win every single game. You just have to keep fighting. Just have to learn from those players that have the skills and the experience that maybe you're lacking. And then, next year is your turn and it's a longer season and maybe you have a chance. Oof.
Agnew finds field in the box here, who places it past Josipovic. It's all a little bit too easy for Canberra, Croatia here at the moment, and they spring to a 3-0 lead inside the opening 20 minutes.
And I think his field hadn't scored that one, potentially a dangerous free kick or penalty was about to get given to Canberra, Croatia. But yeah, the ease of Canberra, Croatia to be able to combine and a couple of passes, Gracefield by herself in the middle of the box. No one around her to prevent her from putting that one in the back of the net.
Especially with a player with her ability, having a chance like that in the box, she's going to take that opportunity 9 times out of 10. And she did here this evening. Scored a second goal of the season, as far as my stats are correct.
Yeah, I was exactly about to say that. A second goal this season, she'll be happy with it.
Sorry to step on your toes there, Jeremy. I'll leave you to be the stats man. Hagen finds space in the box again, who cuts it back to Palombi, but Josipovic is well off her line and snuffs out the danger. It's all a little bit too easy for Canberra, Croatia at the moment. They're finding space all in that back line. It's a very young back line. As we mentioned pre-game, a few inexperienced players out, but the one thing about Panthers, they will not go away. They'll keep fighting.
And it is the little things, if we see now Brittany Palombi has space, Alice Churchill has space, the Panthers just have to learn how to defend a little bit closer from their opponent.
McLaughlin finds Oida, who's almost fake pass, finds Hagen as a throw-in on that far side, which will be taken by Agnew. Throw-in finds Hagen in space, who's time to turn and put her head up. Chow puts the ball in behind here for the pace of Oida. She cuts the ball back, but it's just out of reach for Chow.
Good turnaround by Edwards.
The experienced Churchill is there to snuff out the danger. She finds field. Churchill finds space in behind. But a ball doesn't find anyone. Field. Ambitious shot from outside the box there, but when you're up 3-0, take those chances. If the ball falls to you, try your luck.
You might as well. We've seen quite a few of those goals in NPLW this season. A shot from 25 meters, more often than not, has found the net feeling just under the crossbar. Again, what a chance for Canberra, Croatia, able to combine 1, 2, 3 on the left side.
Found some great pass there to Gill, who finds the overlapping Agnew. The ball doesn't find her teammates though, and the Panthers clear. Kenzie Osford holds the ball up, but turns the ball over. Pressure still here on the Panthers. Oida, bit of skill, skips away from a couple of players. Great little reverse pass in for Chow, who holds the ball up, looks for her teammates. Oida's at the edge of the box here. Dances past one, and is content to lay it off to Gill at the edge of the box. Palombi turns well, and they turn the ball over here, but well done by Zanota, who was aware of the danger there and jumped in and stopped field from having another crack from outside the box.
Exactly, and that kind of intensity needs to happen earlier. Oida was able to turned around 4 times within the box, and Palombi wasn't bothered either. What Sanoto did is what every single defender should be doing right now.
Whiteley apologises to her teammate for the overhit pass, but stays in. It trickles out for a throw in now. Churchill throws into McLaughlin. Palombi holds the ball up, brings her midfield into play. Turned over here, Osford on the ball. Who finds Zanotta? Finds Gugleman. Finds Janet King, who's playing up front this evening. She turns the ball over though, and Canberra, Croatia can go forward once more. Oida finds Hagen and acres of space, who puts the ball in behind for Palombi, who has pace to burn here. Shoots on target, and it's well saved that from Josipovic.
Great save. We know what kind of power Palombi can put on those shots, and that was a beautiful save by Josipovic.
For a second there, I thought she had pushed it over her head back into her own net, but calmly pushed it up into the air and just regathered on the second attempt. Great save. Oh, robust challenge there in the midfield. And that's the thing about Canberra, Croatia. Even though they're 3-0 up, they're not content with 3-0 up. They're going to fly into their challenges. They're going to keep building chances. McLaughlin. This great ball finds Palombi. Looks for assistance here. She finds Hagen. Turn the ball over. And a free kick to Monaro Panthers. Relieves the pressure. As you can see there in the pictures, Grace Gill in the middle of the park, even just barking instructions and talking to her teammates. And that's one of the great things that a leader does. Leads on the field with her actions, but also with her words, encouraging and teaching some of these younger girls of good midfield positioning.
Exactly, and focusing on the little details. You know, you win 3-0, but you want to keep that score up. Canberra, Croatia hasn't had many clean sheets this season. They will want to keep one tonight, and it's about making sure that everyone is back in position. Everyone was in the Canberra, Croatia half right now for Jikin, and that's what you want when you know that you're about to play Belconnen. You also still have Gungalin to play before the end of the season. You want all your team to be concerned, everyone knowing that what they're doing matter for the collective.
McLaughlin picks the ball up here. Great pass to Hagen, who controls it wonderfully for her small frame. He finds the reverse ball in behind, but well read by Whiteley. But Hagen wins the ball back here and turns the ball over. Gugleman clears, but Churchill's onto it in a flash. Zanotta. Great win by Churchill in the midfield there. Great touch again by Hagen, who looks for players forward, but decides to play it back. Show a bit of patience in their attack. Churchill is pressed here by Edwards. She finds Palombi down the left wing with space, who cuts back in. Looks for a play at the top of the box, finds Field, who dances past Gugleman and drives into the box here. But a great tackle, great covering tackle there from Heather Brayshaw. They can't find their outlet pass so far this evening, Monaro Panthers, and Fensom wins the ball and plays it out wide. A great run by Agnew. Can she find a teammate? It falls to Palombi. On her right, she turns to her left and buries it past Josipovic.
Beautiful goal.
There's no doubt in Palombi's mind what foot she wanted to take that shot with. Receives it on her right. Great little twinkle toes to fire a shot past Josipovic. But that goal came from the right back pushing up high at the field, and a great ball into the box from Agnew.
And I was about to say that a couple of times they found themselves in the box and weren't able to pick the right player to pass the ball, maybe rush against it. This time it was just perfect, coming from the right. Couple of passes. You're right in Palombi. We know that Brittany Palombi has the skills to turn around and put herself in the right foot, the left foot, which is her right foot. And then she leaves no chance to Josipovic, unfortunately, who has to go and get the ball in her net for the 4th time tonight.
I think it's the worst kept secret, which is Palombi's favourite foot. She had a choice, she would take a shot on her left foot any day of the week over her right. But she scored on her right foot against Canberra United Academy.
She did, and a beautiful goal as well. And she's now levelling Sharon Chow with 5 goals for Canberra, Croatia, just 1 unit behind Nicole Jalosha and Alexia Forner, the 2 top scorers of the league this season.
Probably what did win the Golden Boot last year, a shared Golden Boot with Hayley Taylor-Young. Should be vying for that trophy again this year, you would think. Guglerman on the ball in the midfield, looking for her teammates, but had to go on it alone when there was no options available. But wins the free kick here. Surrounded by 3 Canberra Croatia players and does well to win the free kick here. Relieves a little bit of pressure. And this is Monaro Panthers' first proper chance to put the ball into the box and see what they can do from the free kick. Normally it'd be Rachel Hardwick over the ball, and she's obviously not playing tonight.
First free kick without Rachel Hardwick. I'm happy with what Guglerman has done. I was looking forward to seeing her play tonight after we've seen her going in against Tuggeranong a few weeks back. I think she was very skilled that day. So yeah, I'm glad to see that she's able to bring a bit of danger for the Monaro Panthers.
She has got great feet, Guglerman, and a great little step over as well. As Hagen puts the ball in behind for Palombi, who cuts inside. But it's well read by Brayshaw, who clears. Who finds Edward, who wins the throw-in off Churchill. Whiteley finds Osfield. Loses the ball under her feet and it's taken off her by Palombi. Finds Hagen. He looks for a killer pass in behind, but Brayshaw's there to clear it. Zinota wins the ball in the midfield, and Kenzie Osford does well to put her body in the line and win another free kick.
It did look like a foul.
I think there's no questions there from McLaughlin, who jogs back and gets ready for her defensive duties. It's Brayshaw on the ball. Puts the ball into the box, but it's well cleared by probably one of the shortest players on the field, Hagen. Who finds Chow, who turns and doesn't find the release pass to Agnew. Instead is happy to build from the back. Passing all the way back to Hinson, who gets a touch, but her clearance is turned over. Osford on the ball here, who tries her luck on the turn, but it doesn't trouble Hinson, who isn't made to pay for turning the ball over again from ball from her feet.
Couple of clearances that went straight on the feet of Monaro Panthers here. Good try, I guess, by Hosfield. That's the first attempt on goal for Monaro Panthers. They're not going to have a lot of opportunities to try and score one, and you never know. A shot from outside the box, if you connect properly with it, you can find one of a corner or another one. So hopefully they have more opportunities to try and find it tonight, like right now.
You score 0 goals, the chances you don't take. As Zenota tries her luck from range, but Hinson is onto it.
Exactly, and we know the strength of the defense of Canberra, Croatia, so every time you're going to have the ball in a bit of space at 25 meters, you might as well just try and put it in.
Gill uncharacteristically turns the ball over here, and Monaro have a chance to push forward, but it's well won back in the midfield. Field finds herself on the ball, passes back to Field, finds Gill. McLaughlin finds Churchill. Turns the ball over again, unhappy with herself there, but gets ready to go back and win the ball back. It's a sign of a good midfielder, isn't it? When turns the ball over, but immediately you're on your way back to win that ball. You're not dropping your head. Churchill finds McLaughlin, finds Field, Finds Gill in a pocket of space here, who puts the ball in behind for the pace of Palombi. Up against Whiteley. Beats her, all ends up. Cuts back inside, but well cleared by Brayshaw. Palombi decided to go on a bit of a solo run there instead of finding her teammates in the box.
Might look a little bit greedy, but it would have been an amazing goal if she had the opportunity to put a right foot onto that ball.
You can't blame her when she's already scored 2 this evening and looking for a hat-trick inside the first half an hour. Footwork there by Churchill, but Wiley's up to the task. Great tackle there from Taylor Wilson, who clears, but only finds Hagan, and is stolen off by Hagan by Edwards. He tries to find the ball in behind for the pace of Osfield, but Fensom's up to the task. Fensom does well to keep the ball in there, and does a great pass to Gill, who has time to turn and look forward, and Palombi yet again has space in behind. Finds Chow at the edge of the box, who finds Euler out wide. Wants to try her luck from distance, but it lacked the strength to beat Josipovic, and the ball bounces on the way to her.
Poor Riley Whiteley, the teenager playing right back for Monaro Panthers tonight, seeing a little bit too many times just the back of the jersey of Brittany Palombi, who has the pace, who Grace Gill knows where to find every single time. Hopefully she finds a way to stop that from happening.
It's a baptism by fire, isn't it, in that position? Having the mercurial Palombi up against you. And it's Chow here, up against Wilson. Cuts in the side. Looks for field. Shouts for a handball, and from where I'm standing it looked like a handball, but the game goes on. Euler from range. That's a better strike on the right foot, but Josipovic is once again up for the task.
Looked like a handball, but I'd say good on the referee from not whistling it if he's seen it. It's 4-0 for Canberra, Croatia. Maybe it's the kind of whistle that would happen if it was 0-0. And I mean that.
Just to clarify, Jeremy, you're saying that because it's 4-0 up, the referee should not blow free kicks?
I think when the penalty is not 100%, when it's not a real handball to try and stop the goal and it's controversial, give it to the defense if they're already losing 4-0. Is that okay?
That's where we disagree, but that is fine. We're allowed to have differing opinion. That's what makes a good commentary team, right? Good conversation topics. It's Field on the ball here. Henson. He turns the ball over again, and it's Osfield here with a chance. But Gill cleans up Henson's mess and robs the ball off Osfield. Henson wouldn't be happy with her opening 45. She hasn't had much to do with her hands, but when she's required to hit a pass, she's failed to hit the target. Palombi in behind here again. He shoots bottom corner, well saved. It's a tap in for Chow. Josipovic could do nothing but push the ball straight into the onrushing Chow, who passes the ball into the net, and it's 5-0 to Canberra, Croatia.
Yeah, I don't know if Palombi tried to shot that one or cross.
It was a shot. It was a shot, trust me. It was a shot.
Well, she tried to get her 6th goal, but now Chow got her 6th goal. So Sharon Chow on top of the goal scoring ladder right now with Jalocha and Fauna.
6 goals for Chow this season in just 6 games. 5 games actually, because they've had the bye. So it's a great return for a striker. 6 goals in 5 games.
She did score 4 in the one game against Wagga City Wanderers.
She did, to drag her team over the line in a 4-3 win at Kissing Oval in round 1. I think that result was round 2. Round 2 is their opening match. That's where my confusion was. McLaughlin finds Hagan. Looks for the ball in behind. It's Churchill in acres of space, but the reason why she was in so much space is because she was offside. To the applause of the Monaro Panthers fans in that stand right behind the assistant referee. As shown there by the loud voice of Fensom. They want to win the first and second ball. They're not just content with their 5-0 margin. They want to do the little things right, especially in the lead up to a crucial match this weekend against the defending champions. The side they have struggled to beat in recent seasons. They always come close and just can't get over the line. And Nick Brosna's side firmly believes this is the year they're going to pip Belconnen United for the title.
Look, I think Belconnen has lost a bit of experience with Caitlin Munoz specifically leaving Belconnen this season, so not that it makes everything easier for Canberra, Croatia, but you got to take every opportunity you can, and Belconnen United has a few young players, there's a new coach, so there's probably some setups that still need to happen for that team that Canberra, Croatia can take advantage of.
Great run there by Bella Wallace, that was her first proper chance first time we've actually seen her on the ball here this evening. She's got some pace to burn. Nearly burst past field there in the midfield, but her pass couldn't find any of her strikers. Hinson clears, skips over a couple of players, finds Guglielman. Whiteley looks forward, hits it into Palombi twice. And then Palombi tries and beats Brayshaw, but a bit of confusion there from the Monaro Panthers players, and Gill has time here to find teammates. He finds Hagen, who shoots from range. It's tipping. Looked like for a moment it just snuck in under the crossbar, but it hits the top of the net.
It looked in and
inches away.
Brayshaw won't be happy with that. She had taken control of the ball when Palombi tried to take her over, and instead of just simply passing the ball back to Josipovic, she tried and turn around, bit of a slip and an opportunity for Canberra, Croatia to score again. I think that's what the Panthers need to focus on right now, just playing simple ball, passing the ball where it's easy to do, not trying any fancy dribble, especially not as the last defender.
It was a little bit of a flare from a centre back that we're not used to seeing. She wasn't made to pay for it there as King comes back and helps clear our lines. I wonder how Janet King's feeling out in the outfield instead of in goals. Does she actually prefer being between the sticks or being in on the outfield? I know I'd prefer to play as a left winger instead of as a goalkeeper. I'm not sure about you.
Yeah, exactly. Well, as an outfield player, I can say that whenever I had to play in goalkeeper, I'm not sure that I enjoyed seeing all those shots coming at me. But yeah, I'm sure she's happy to do some runs. And look, she scored 3 goals against the Wagga City Reserves, as we discussed. So I think she'll just be happy to see that when she does play outfield, she also can be decisive.
It's also better than sitting on the bench, isn't it? Finds Palombi at the edge of the box, who chances her luck with the left foot and sneaks past Josipovic for the hat-trick goal inside the opening 39 minutes. That looked like a set play routine, as we were mentioning early on in the call. Not many players in the box, find the player in the acres of space at the edge of the box, and Palombi's shot sneaks past Josipovic.
And that's probably what they do best in corner kicks. They can bring the danger in the box, but they always have either Grace Gill or Brittany Palombi outside of the box, ready for either a second ball or a corner played the way we've just seen it now. And, Palombi's got that left foot that we've talked about. Hat-trick for her and 6 goals this season as well. It's going to be a real fight until the end as well for the Golden Boot this season.
It's 6-0 here at Deakin Stadium, and it feels like Canberra, Croatia undone scoring yet. Palombi at the edge of the box, who's going for a fourth. But Nara do well to to clear their lines. Free kick here for a handball. Flagged by the assistant referee as the central referee was blindsided by that one.
Brittany Palombi running to that ball to try and score her 4th goal of the night.
It's the perfect angle for a left footer. But what a joy to stand over the ball. Grace Gill and Brittany Palombi. You've got the right foot of Grace Gill who definitely fancied this one, or Palombi with her left. Gill marks it out. I think she'll take this one here. She runs over it. Palombi looks to the back stick, but fails to hit the target.
That dummy run by Grace Gill did work. The wall was all over the place after she ran over the ball.
Had me fooled. I called it early. I thought it was going to be a Gill free kick, and it turned out to be Palombi.
Five minutes from halftime. It'll be interesting to see what Nick Brozinic does with his team during halftime, if he decides to rest Brittany Palombi, who's already scored 3 goals, or if he wants to just keep his main team for a whole hour on the field.
Ball in the box here from Oida, who finds Palombi's head but couldn't get it on target. It's one of those fine balances, right? Do you want to keep your starting 11, keep them in good momentum and build towards the weekend's game against Belconnen United, or do you rest a few now once the game's beyond all doubt?
Well, I think he knows his players. He knows which one needs to get a bit more game stamina and needs to play maybe the whole game or at least 60 minutes, and he knows which one would benefit from a bit more rest before such a big game. I think right now it's also a matter of what Grace Gill just did right now. Play ball to fit, trying to build those connections between them, because on Sunday they're going to face a very high press, and they're going to have to be able to do this with strong players in front of them, stronger than Monaro Panthers. All due respect.
Palombi finds Hagen, finds McLaughlin, and Gill to Palombi.
Very good.
To Field, who's outbodied there by Wilson. Does well against the experience of Grace Field and wins her side a goal kick here.
Good effort by Wilson. Did not let Grace Field put her body in front of her. Made sure she resisted the run and then won a goal kick.
Whiteley turns the ball over here. Church tries and finds the ball into the box. It falls to Wilson, who clears it out for a throw-in.
We heard Fenson complaining that no one was contesting that goal kick from Josipovic. I think that's the right attitude within Canberra, Croatia. Just because we are winning right now doesn't mean that we need to stop doing the effort. It's a game that they need to use to try and get the intensity at the right level.
It's also about those little 1%ers that every coach and every leader on the field wants your team to win. It's the basics of football, the first and second ball, always having someone contesting it. As Agnew poor touch, sees the ball go out for a throw-in for Panthers on that far side. She wins the throw-in herself and dances past Brooke Jones. Ball into the box, skips along the turf. But Josipovic claims it calmly and looks to launch an attack for Monaro. Whiteley will take the throw in here. Not many options for the throw in. She finds Wallace, who puts a boot through it and clears. Josipovic comes out and clears, does well. It's a great clearance. Ball falls to Gill. Decides to turn back, find Hagen. Good feet. Switches on here for Canberra, Croatia. Ball goes through Fensom. He's got great passing ability for a centre back. A lot of the outlet balls do come through Fensom. Great skill there from Field. Finds Oida. looks for the return pass. The ball goes out for a throw-in on that far side.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Raylan Fensom shows a lot of composure in the back four. She's very strong. She's very good on corner kicks and on headers, but she also has some skills on her feet and is always able to just pass the ball calmly, find her midfield in front of her.
King on the ball here. Tries and finds Osfield. The ball falls to her. But McLaughlin, calm and composedly, puts it back to Henson, who finds Fensom. Monaro press high here, looking for the turnover, but the referee blows his whistle, and it's been a dominant first half, to say the least, for Canberra Croatia. Grace Gill opened the scoring, but the highlight of the first half has been the hat-trick from Palumbi.
Yeah, exactly, and I think on the Monaro Panthers side, it's not going to be a fun night. It's not easy to play against a team as strong as Canberra Croatia. Josipovic will feel like she was a little bit abandoned by her defense on a couple of those occasions. They just need to bring a little bit more intensity, a little bit more aggressivity on the ball. Otherwise, Canberra Croatia will fancy scoring as many goals in the second half.
At half-time here at Deakin Stadium, it is Canberra Croatia 6, Monaro Panthers 0. Welcome back to Deakin Stadium here, where Canberra, Croatia lead comfortably against Monaro Panthers. It's 6-0 at the halftime break. My name's Lachlan Robinson. I'm joined by Jeremy Magan. What did you make of that first 45 minutes, Jeremy?
Well, I think Canberra, Croatia are showing how a dominant side they can be and how you can't make any mistakes against them. You'll pay them straight away. It looks like they're about to win their 5th game in 5 matches, and that means that they're going to be at top of the ladder by themselves before the game against Balcona, and it's very good omens for Nick Brodenic and his girls.
A comprehensive first half from Canberra, Croatia. I think it would have been fair to say had 90% of possession in that first 45 minutes and just dominated in the midfield, and I think there was a lone strike from Monaro Panthers in that first half, but besides that it was completely dominated by the girls in red. Just waiting to see here if there have been any changes to the starting lineups. I think that's Georgia Grant from Monaro Panthers on the far side, who's hasn't got a jumper on, so I'm assuming she's going to come on, although she's mad to be in shorts. See who she will replace. Looks like Ugelman has not returned to the field for Panthers, so Georgia Grant will take a spot in the midfield. See what a difference she can make in a midfield battle that was dominated by Canberra, Croatia. That looks like the lone change at half time. So for Canberra, Croatia, Alex Hinson in goal, the back line of Churchill, Fenson, McLaughlin, Agnew, who had a great first 45 minutes. Hagen in the midfield alongside the two Graces who dominated. And then we've got Oida, Chow and Palombi as the front three. In goals for Panthers is Josipovic, who has had a decent first 45 minutes. Besides conceding the 6, it's hard to look at a stat like that when you've had a decent game. In the back line of Jones, Wilson, Brayshaw and Whiteley, Bella Wallace will take up a position in defensive mid. King Zanotta, Georgia Grant and Edward, and Osfield would lead the line again. As the game gets underway in the second half, Field has time to turn here and look forward. Passes out wide to Agnew, not to Churchill, I mean. Finds Palombi in behind again. He's been a great outlet going forward for Canberra, Croatia so far this evening. Who stands up Whiteley, cuts back inside, cuts back to the byline, crosses the ball in, and Brayshaw does well. I could pick up, Jeremy's picked up that it's actually McLaughlin who has not returned in the second half, and it's Cecilia Matic who will take a spot in the back line for Canberra, Croatia. Why do you think Nick Brosnan has made that change?
Well, Cecilia Matic hadn't played the last game for Canberra, Croatia, so I think she's one of those players that will need a little bit of game stamina before she needs to face Balcona United. She's usually in the starting lineup as fullback, so I think it's probably just to maybe rest McLaughlin a little bit and to give a bit of playing time to Cecilia Matic.
Definitely not a tactic to put the game to bed. It's just a straight swap, a defender for the defender. As Wallace does well here to skips past Chow. Tries some finds. Georgia Grant in behind. Wallace on the ball again. She's had more touches in this second 45 than she did in the first. Field finds Palombi in behind, but the assistant referee. The goal's going to be ruled off though, because she was offside. But Palombi didn't know that.
Beautiful goal that she scored, although she was offside.
Hands in the air, she's astounded. She can't believe it doesn't count. She was a mile off from where we're standing right behind on that line.
It's trying to win goal of the season, unfortunately it doesn't work when you're offside.
Brayshaw with the free kick. And Churchill springs away and launches another Canberra-Croatia attack. But turned over by Churchill. It's Monaro Panthers throw.
That's something maybe that Canberra-Croatia also needs to do a little bit better when they're attacking. Alice Churchill has a lot of room in front of her, but the three strikers are doing the exact same vertical run, and no one's trying to sort of go diagonally to offer something a little bit different behind the defense. It's something that if Nick Brozinic picks up on it, we'll want to change against the likes of Belconnen United.
Gill picks the ball up in for the throw-in and does well to burst past Wallace. She skips past another challenge. Pulls up lame after a rough challenge. Thought that could have been a free kick, but Gill didn't go down, and free kick for a handball here. She limps back and now stand over the ball with Palombi.
That was a solid challenge by Brayshaw, and probably the kind of challenge you need to stop Grace Gill. Maybe a little bit too much on it. Hopefully Grace Gill won't be...
A solid couple of challenges, wasn't it? She skipped past the first one from Wallace and felt the effects of the second one in the box, but didn't go down. And
Gill politely told Palombi that she doesn't need to stay around the ball.
This is her one. Palombi had a chance in the opening half. Gill over the ball here.
Great
and
goal.
Finds the back of the net. No doubt about it. As soon as the ball left her foot and it went over the wall, Josipovic isn't saving that. It's 7-0 to Canberra, Croatia here at Deakin Stadium. Gill finds her second goal of the evening. Let's see how Monaro Panthers respond. It's not the way they wanted to start the second half, that's for sure.
Exactly, it's a terrible start for them. Unfortunately, they've shown a little bit more intensity. They got the ball a couple of times in the Deakin half, but again, nothing is left for Canberra Croatia. Every time they have an opportunity, they're going to try and put that one in the back of the net.
Jones throws in. Gill finds Field, finds Oida, finds Agnew, goes back to Fensom. They build from the back again. Finds Hinson, just puts her boot through the ball and clears. Wallace can't control, and the ball falls to Churchill out wide. Palombi looks for the 1-2 with Chow. She's got pace to burn again. Ball falls to Gill here. She bursts into the box, has a chance to score a hat-trick, and blasts the shot over the crossbar.
What an opportunity for Grace Gill. She's used to put those one in, isn't she? She might have the time to take another touch, maybe to get a bit closer to Josipovic. But yeah, unfortunately, she couldn't get the hat-trick on that one.
Grace Gill in her prime would break into the box and dribble past the keeper and waltz around her, but has lost a yard of pace. I think it's fair to say, and tried to luck from range, but failed to get it on target. Here's Oida. Plays it back to Agnew. To Hagen. To Matic. Great ball out to Churchill. Finds the ball into box, but can't find two Canberra Croatia players in the box. And Josipovic gratefully dives on the ball.
Krista Hagen has been able to control a lot of balls in the midfield like this, never panicking when the ball comes right on her, always trying to find a teammate around her.
For how small she is, she wins a lot of balls, especially if we've seen quite a few balls from the Grace Gill in the box here. Fakes to shoot once and just stings the pass of Josipovic. Yeah, going back to Hagen, she's such a pint-sized figure and has won so many of these balls right here, and she wins another one. Just reads the ball so well in the air and picks the ball up nicely.
And has good communication. She made sure that Gracefield knew she was just behind the ball right there. She's always trying to put herself in the right position, and like I said, she has the composure to not just clear the ball anywhere, to always try and find a teammate she's definitely the metronome of that Canberra Croatia midfield.
Wiley looks for an option on the far side. She throws it in. Turned over. Hagen on the ball again. Tries sometimes to cut out pass to Oida, who does well to win the ball off Jones. Wallace clears, but falls to Churchill. Who finds Gill, her captain. Chow, tidy little turn there in behind. Who finds Hagen, who finds Field, who breaks into the box. Surely it's 8 for Canberra, Croatia.
Beautiful goal.
Such a great team move there, passing the ball in behind the back line. Beautiful composure by Chow to find Field, who is unerring finish, and she scores her second goal of the evening.
And Nick Brodenic will be happy with that. That was beautiful football. The passes were always well timed. Krista Hagen with the good run, Chow finding Krista after the good run, and then that pass was perfectly timed. For Gracefield in the middle of the box, who had time to control and then adjust Josipovic, who couldn't do anything on that one.
It's a foregone conclusion when Field picks up the ball in that much space with 1-on-1 at the keeper and just plays it calmly past Josipovic, who's had a tough evening out here at the cold Deakin Stadium. Gill with acres of space. She finds Chow in behind, but Brayshaw shows her wheels. Fails to get a clearance. Falls to Palombi, who shoots and hits the crossbar.
She's trying to find to get her fourth goal of the night, but I knew was by herself in the box. Unfortunately, Palombi did not see her.
Grant does well here to skip past Oida. Oh, great turn by Hagen. Finds Chow, gets a return pass. She's everywhere this evening, Hagen. Is the heartbeat of this team, that's for sure.
Such simple play, always just finding the easiest pass and then making yourself available for the return pass. That's all you want from one of your midfield, really. Nick Brodenic will be happy about her performance tonight.
Palombi with space in behind again. She's giving Whiteley a nightmare. And a shot, an audacious shot, skims the crossbar. Goes out for a goal kick. Took me by surprise.
We know she's able to score those ones. That was definitely ambitious, but we know, and I think she knows as well, that with how skilled her left foot is, she's able to put those ones in the back of the net. She didn't have a lot of solutions in the box anyway. She had to maybe take her time, and seeing no one in the box, she said she probably thought, I can try that one.
She definitely lives on a shoot-on-sight policy. Great little interchange there with King and Zanotta. Field, 1-2 with Churchill. Finds Chow. He takes on Brayshaw. The ball deflects for a handball, but the referee puts his whistle away. Hagen, great little switch out there to Field. Ball forced to Gill now. Wallace is trying to wear her like a glove, but can't come close to her. Chow picks the ball up in midfield, finds Hagen at the edge. Instead of pushing forward, decides to go back. Churchill finds Gill. Gill looks for the killer ball to Palombi. And she's offside. Just getting some shooting practice from that offside position there as well. But it's saved by Josipovic.
And I like what Krista Hagen did there. You know, they're in offensive situation, and all of a sudden everything becomes a little bit static. And you have 5 Canberra Croatia forward versus 5 defender, and no one really moves. So turning around, giving the ball back, letting both teams setting back up and trying to bring the danger again. That was again very smartly done by Hagen.
Just showed patience, given the scoreline, to just build again from the back. Gill does well to run back and win the ball off the younger Georgia Grant. That's a leader leading by example. Wallace on ball here. Pressed by Chow, who does well, who beats Wilson, but Wilson uses her strength well to barge Chow off the ball.
Yeah, good recovery by Wilson after she get intercepted by Chow to come back in, making sure that Sharon Chow doesn't find herself in a 1v1 position with Josipovic.
Bit of confusion here as the referee points for a Monaro throw-in. Shows their competitive spirit despite being up 8-0. They won every throw-in.
Looked like it was a Canberra Croatia throw-in. I think Wilson put that one out herself.
I think you might be right there, Jeremy. But they are up 8-0, so maybe it's one of those free kicks that you don't want to call, as mentioned in the first half. Brayshaw over the ball here.
Fair play.
Brayshaw on the left foot, swings it down the line to Edward, but a touch lets her down and it goes out for a Canberra Croatia throw-in. Where does this leave Canberra Croatia? Strong 8-0 result so far. Still 30 minutes left to play. How do you approach this last 30 minutes?
I think it's about building the connection within your team, trying to play as fast as possible, those 1-2 touches. Again, with all due respect to Monaro Panthers, I discussed that with Sarah West last week when we were on the commentaries together talking about Belconnen United. Whenever they end up winning 8-0, 7-0 like they've done, at the end of the game, as the coach, you want to sort of tell your players that from now on we try and not play more than 2 touches. We try and find each other always on feet, not rushing anything, just building those connections, building this technique ball to fit, because it's still a game and the players in front of you are going to bring that intensity that will be brought times and times again in the future games. So you just have to get ready for the next one, not thinking that it's over and we don't have to run anymore. Just taking it the way you would take it if it was 0-0 and just keep giving your all without disrespecting your opponent, really.
Meanwhile, there has been a change for Monaro Panthers, who made their second change of the evening, and Ebony Ahern, who comes on for Liz Edward in that right wing position.
And I think it's important as well for Canberra Croatia to score goals, because there's no way they're going to come back to the 33 goals that Belconnen United has scored. But if the goal difference ends up being significant at the end, or meaningful, at the end with Gungahlin United, they've conceded quite a few goals, Canberra Croatia. So that win tonight will give them a bit of confidence and a bit of air at the goal difference.
For a second there, it looked like Oida would score her first of the evening, but her header failed to hit the target, and the offside flag was raised out wide for Palombi. She is finding a lot of space down that left-hand side, so she needs to time her runs a little bit better, and she's got pace to burn. She's giving Riley Whiteley a torrid time here on a Tuesday night at Deakin.
Yeah, poor Riley Whiteley, the first game that we've commented, you and me, Lachlan Roberts, when they played against the Grenong, we were told that she's a young player, she's full of goodwill, but it's still new for her to play in first grade, and what a hard matchup when you got Brittany Palombi in front of you. I think to talk about what's in for Canberra Croatia, it's probably Brittany Palombi trying to find the way to take advantage of those situations as much as possible. She had a couple of shots that she could potentially put in, or she could find passes. Maybe Nick Rosevich will want all those situations to bring a goal.
Hagen on the ball here, finds Churchill. Finds Hagen again. Gill with a delicious ball down the right-hand side for Oida, who has time to look up and see if she can find a teammate in the box. Her pass falls to...
Beautiful.
Great layoff for Grace Gill, who rifles the shot over the crossbar, but beautiful flare by Chow, who backheeled it delicately to Gill, and who didn't even bother taking a touch. That ball fell nicely to her, and she failed to hit the target.
I was about to call Sharon Chow greedy for turning around in the box instead of just leaving it to Grace Gill, but she probably saw her, and then that back heel just sort of threw everyone astray, and Grace Gill could have scored her third goal tonight.
Palombi will have to be happy with the lone hat-trick here tonight as she's being substituted. Just trying to make up the number on that far side. She's replaced by Anna Bennett out there on the left wing. So both sides have made their second substitutions here in the second half. Agnew finds Oida. Janet King does really well there to go back there and nibble at the feet of Field. Georgia Grant, who has got some pace to burn, cuts back inside, looks for a teammate, tries and finds Osfield, but she's no match for Churchill. Great outlet pass there as Bennett gets her second touch of the evening, who tries and finds a great little ball into Chow, but it's overhit. It's exactly what you want as a substitute, to come on and have 2-3 quick touches, get yourself into the game, especially on such a cold night. It's a nice way to warm up.
That was a nice ball there by Bennett, and there was a good sort of 1-2 long distance 1-2 with Alice Churchill, and then trying to find Chow straight away was definitely the right way to get into that game.
Osfield has a chance here but does well to hold the ball up. But the reverse pass to Zanotta is cut out by the ever-present Hagen, who seems to be everywhere here tonight. Zanotta on the ball. One again by Hagen. King does well to turn here, but Field's all over her. Finds space out wide to Oida, who cuts inside. Finds Hagen, but a touch lets her down. But Gill fights the ball and helps clean up Hagen's mess. Chow's got space in behind here. She holds the ball up and Wilson nibbles away at her feet. And Wilson does really well. Actually gives away a free kick.
Thought there was some good defending by Wilson, maybe a little bit too much in it, and she has to concede the free kick, but well done for her not letting Sharon Chow just going into the box unchallenged.
Chow looked like she had a good 2 metres head start on Wilson there, but Wilson did well to catch up and hold the play up, but gives away a free kick here, and similar position from when Grace Gill scored her second goal this evening. She's standing over the ball here again.
There's room to serve that ball on the right side of the wall.
She goes near post, the ball falls, and it's on the top of the net. Should have said it louder, the free kick tactics there, Jeremy. Gill went back post and Josipovic got a hand on it. It could have been turned in there to an empty net, but the deflection didn't fall kindly for Canberra Croatia, or actually fell kindly for Monaro Panthers. 8-0 here. 24 minutes to go. Wallace slides into a tackle there. Referee seemed content that challenge seemed fair. Bennett breaks down the side and just get brought down by Whiteley just outside the box.
Poor Whiteley, she's not on Palombi anymore, but we've just seen that run from Anna Bennett, a lot of space on her as well. Not an easy night for the youngster from Monaro Panthers.
Just when you send it back at Palombi, on comes Bennett. The fresh legs of Bennett, who also has pace to burn down that left side. But sometimes that's the greatest way to learn, is to come up against some great attackers, and especially at a young age, this will be a good learning experience. Gill puts the ball into the box, falls to Bennett, who tries and lays it off, but it's turned over here. Osford does well to hold the ball up, but doesn't find the pass, and Gill's got space here. Uses her left foot. Bennett does well to contest that. She wins the ball, brings it down to Gill. Chow, with space in behind, stands up the keeper. Great save by Josipovic. as Chow stood her up and tried to slide it in the near post, but a great save. She was well aware of where that front stick was.
Beautiful save, and I think Chow saw two players in the middle of the box, but Josipovic sort of anticipated to cover that cutback and was still able to put a foot on that scoring attempt by Chow. I have to say that on that free kick earlier by Grace Gill, I like the way Monaro Panthers defend. No one had a meter to find some space, and I think that corner kick shows it as well.
Hagen with the ball in, finds all the way back to Fenson. Finds Gill, controls the ball well, rides a few challenges. Ball falls to field. King clears, only as far as Hagen. Monaro Panthers struggle to clear their lines here, but Wallace does well and wins a 50-50, and they can break here. Ahern, but turns the ball over. Gill with the run in behind, but she's offside. But it was a good idea there. It was great vision there from Bennett to find Gill running in behind, but the pass was mistimed.
Yeah, it was literally just half a second too late, wasn't it? Good effort again defensively by the Monaro Panthers. That's what we wanted to see since the beginning of the game, right? It doesn't have to be pretty, but as long as you put your foot in front of the ball and make sure that you don't let Canberra Croatia control and turn around and find themselves in the box. We've seen some good fighting in the last couple of defensive situations.
Brayshaw with the free kick. Yet again, it's Hagen who wins the header in that midfield. Churchill. The pass is intercepted by the Panthers, and Fensom lets it go out for a throw-in. I think the key for Nick Brosnich's side here in the last 20 minutes is to show that killer instinct, and to put a few more goals into the back of the net. Seems a bit ridiculous, but they haven't scored in the last 20 minutes or so. Doesn't want them to become complacent.
And exactly, it's repeating those movements that you will need to put at the end at the back of the net against Belkonen, against Gangalin in the next few games. If you can't do it tonight, it's going to be harder in the next couple of games.
Gill wins a free kick in the attacking half. Crumpled to the floor, and it's Churchill who will stand over it. And Monaro playing here with quite a high line, so there is some space in behind for the pace of Oida and Field, who are one-on-ones here. But the ball is poor, and Wallace can clear. But it's Hagen again in that midfield who wins the 50-50. Looks for the killer ball in behind, and Oida can beat Jones for pace here. Comes back inside and turns the ball over. And Panthers have a throw in on this near side. Field robs the ball off King. Finds Chow in behind, who wins a corner kick, which was taken by Krista Hagen, who in my mind has been the best player in the park by a country mile.
Exactly, and she's shown, despite the scoreboard, she's shown just composure all throughout the game and took it very seriously, made sure that she was always trying to find the right pass and do the right thing. I'd agree with you on that one, Lakin.
Hagen whips the ball into the box. Josipovic comes out and puts a hand on it. Possibly could have been a free kick there for the goalkeeper who... That was Wallace who broke away and matched Grace Gill for pace.
Beautiful run.
And wins the ball off Gill here. Osfield puts the... Oh no, it's actually Georgia Grant who puts the ball in behind, and Henson cleans up.
Yeah, good team effort from Monaro Panthers, from Josipovic coming out and boxing that ball away to that run from Wallace, and then Grant, unfortunately, who pushed that ball a little bit too much. That could have been a good opportunity for the Panthers.
Plenty of space here for Bennett, who tries to find Chow in behind, but Wilson, who has had a great second half, cuts out another Another opportunity for Canberra, Croatia. Hagen tries to bring the ball under a spell. Finds Fensom. Finds Matic. Hagen, time and space. Finds Agnew. Turns and beats. Drives into the box. It's almost an unfortunate own goal there, but luckily for Heather Brayshaw, the ball skips over the crossbar instead of going into the back of the net. That would have added insult to injury.
Terrific run by Laura Agnew on the right-hand side. Just decided to do it herself. Just took over Jones, run all the way into the box, and then unfortunately her cutback couldn't find anybody in the box except a potential own goal for Monaro Panthers. But that was a great run down the line.
She was encouraged by her teammates to take her on, and she followed that advice and just burnt Brooke Jones. Ball falls here, but Janet King clears. Falls to Field, who places a left foot strike over Josipovic. It's 9. 9 for Canberra, Croatia. Great finish there from Grace Field, who scores her third of the evening and joins Palombi with her hat-trick here at Deakin Stadium on a Tuesday night.
She'll definitely be happy with that hat-trick, Grace. And yeah, beautiful goal. Always here for the second ball. She got the ball just outside of the box. Doesn't even consider what to do. She's on her left foot. She knows she can do it. And the ball landing beautifully just under the crossbar. Nothing Josipovic can do, unfortunately, once again.
She showed her skills on her left and her right, and wasn't shy from taking that shot when the ball fell to her on her left foot and placed it smartly over Josipovic in goals. Gill demands the ball of Hagen in that midfield. The midfield of Canberra, Croatia is quite fluid, and Hagen sometimes pushes up to attacking mid. Gill drops into defensive mid. Field drops into defensive mid. It's quite a well-oiled machine, isn't it?
Yeah, it's something that we saw against Olympic and against Canberra United Academy is Grace Gill also very happily playing striker and then playing midfield. That's usually that kind of fluidity she brings to the side. Today, obviously, the front three hasn't really changed. But yeah, between the midfield, you can see that they're all able to play defensive mid or offensive mid with no issue, and that's a beautiful weapon to have for Nick Bozanic.
Churchill continues her run down that far side. Return pass to Bennett, tries and turns there, but doesn't take the ball with her. Agnew seems content to play the ball back. Press is the call for Monaro Panthers as they push high up the field. Plenty of space here for a killer pass, and Bennett is offside.
Tight one.
So the Panthers' tactical move to press high and see if Canberra, Croatia can find that killer ball in behind pays off. It's a dangerous game, but if you do it correctly, it does pay off for you.
We've seen it this weekend with the Wagga City Wanderers against Belconnen. During the first half an hour, Sam Grace definitely encourages the girl to do that, and 6 offsides, another goal for Belconnen. Unfortunately for the Wanderers, Belconnen did find a way to fight that at the end, but I think if you do that well, it's a risky choice, but when it works, it pays off.
Hagen pushes forward here, tries and finds the pass to Oida, but Jones does well to clear her lines. Churchill finds Hagen with the throw. The 1-2 with Chow. Whips the ball into the box. Skips over. Great hands from Josipovic, who pushes it away from Oida, who looked destined to score her first of the evening. Agnew wins the ball. Writes a few challenges. Fights to win the ball back. Has time to find Field, who turns the ball over by Wallace, who puts the ball in behind for Osfield, but I don't think she's that quick. And the ball will go away to Hinton, who will clear.
Sorry, the idea was great, but yeah, just a little bit too much into it. She had timed it almost perfectly with the Canberra defense not ready to defend on a through ball. But yeah, a little bit too much on it for Roseville, unfortunately.
Oido with space down here on the near side. Finds Hagen, who's uncharacteristically lets her down. Looks like she wants to take on Brayshaw here. Clips it to the back post. And Bennett inexplicably doesn't get a header on target.
How did she meet that one?
It looked harder to miss than to score. But Oida will try a shot from range and doesn't really trouble Josipovic. I think it hit the wrong side of her head.
Exactly, it just didn't hit the header properly. Anna Bennett, but what an effort by Krista Hagen, like you said, uncharacteristically, missed that control, but then found the ball again, showed patience so that she could take on her defender, and a beautiful cross. Unfortunately, that didn't pay off for Canberra, Croatia.
Grace Gill's evening is done. As Nick Broders has mentioned, his third and final change of the evening. So we're to see who will take Gill's place. Looks like Oida will drop into the midfield.
Yeah, and she's wearing the number 11, but I think it's Panagotopoulos who came in for Canberra, Croatia.
Well, I don't think it's the number 11. I think it's actually 3 1s. Is that what is? Because Brittany Palombi is number 11. So I think they've actually, it's a makeshift shirt here. They've stuck a bit of white tape on and made it into 111 instead of 11. How's that for a number?
You gotta love a number 111 on the field.
Wallace's ball is overhit. It'll be a Canberra Croatia throw in. Bit of a switch there, as it looks like Oida will take the central striker position and Chow will drop into the midfield with Hagen and Field. And the substitute will take a spot out here on the right wing.
Yeah, and it's the first time that we see Panagotopoulos playing this season for Canberra, Croatia. So I think it's very important for Nick Brozinic to include those players as well when they come on those nights. It might seem like an easy game, but you want to give everyone a little bit of game time.
You've gone through that pronunciation flawlessly 2 times in a row there, Jeremy. I'm a little bit scared to call out a name for the first time.
It's the European blonde being European names I'm comfortable with. It's harder for me to say Lachlan.
Agnew. Ball into the box here. It's well cleared. Georgia Grant tries to find King, but Chow is up for the challenge and wins the ball and clears. He passes back to Matic. Finds Hagen. Churchill with acres of space out wide. Finds Oida in the midfield. Falls to Churchill. He finds Oida again. Went to try a luck from range and it's well blocked. Finds Field in behind. Chow, well won by Janet King there, who's been dogged in late whistle for that challenge by Janet King on Chow.
And I think despite the scoreboard, one thing that Paul Townsley will be happy to see is that the Monaro Panthers are defending well. They just don't stop putting the foot in front of the ball, and they're not giving up on the game just yet.
Hagen stands over the ball. With less than 9 minutes to go here at Deakin Stadium. Her ball into the box is clipped in. Nearly falls kindly there for Chow. As Monaro clear. Matic puts the ball in behind, but there's no one there besides Josipovic. It takes her a lot of time and prepares herself and boots the ball forward. It would be a shock if I said Hagen wins the ball again in midfield there from a goal kick. Field composedly turns, finds Hagen, finds Fensom. Matic weighs up for options and finds Churchill out wide, but it passes under hit and well won by Whiteley. Fensom finds Hagen. Gives a bit of a word of advice to the substitute. Matic finds Chow, finds Churchill. Finds Oida in the middle of the park. Looks up her options. Finds the Agnew out wide. Finds Hagen. Field. Looks up. Churchill wants the ball in behind, but Field seems content to play it back. Canberra Croatia just dominating possession here. Chow finds Oida. Tries and finds the ball in behind, but well cut it here by Jones.
And after 2 minutes of possession for Canberra Croatia, Monaro finally being able to put foot on the ball. I think that was beautiful by Canberra Croatia. Patient, very precise, handball style, going one side, coming back the other, trying to find solutions. Beautiful little sequence for Canberra Croatia.
Agnew breaks in behind here, takes on all Monaro Panthers before her, drives into the box. Brayshaw trailing behind her. Agnew taps the ball in. Great solo goal from Lara Agnew.
What a goal.
What a goal. Just make sure the players are okay here. It looks like there's been a bit of a coming together as she slid the ball past Josipovic. But what a great individual dribble and finish.
That first dribble was perfect to find space in between the two defenders, and then she just let her pace do the talk. Beautiful run. No one in front of her to be able to go in front of the box. She resisted the comeback of the Monaro defense, and then when facing Josipovic, I think she tried to slide tackle and cross that one. She's got a little bit of a lucky one. The ball just rolled in the side of the net, in the back of the net. Sorry.
It's 10-0 here at Deakin Stadium as Canberra Croatia find their 10th goal of the evening in a dominant display here.
And it is the biggest win of the season, unfortunately, for the Panthers.
It was billed as the undefeated side, a side that had won all 4 of their matches so far this season against a side still looking for their first win, and it has played out that way here this evening. But credit to the Panthers, they haven't given up. They've fought for every battle. It's Heather Brayshaw who is coming off here for Chiara Donatello. Donatello will pick up the position in defensive mid, and looks like Isabella Wallace will drop back into the back line. She's had a great game. As Wallace in almost a losing battle in midfield against the dominant trio of Hagen, Field and Gill. But the young midfielder's done her best and has shown she's got a bright future ahead of her.
Yeah, she showed burst of pace, and she showed that she was able to run with ball to feet, and that she was able to make the right decisions. I think it's always going to be hard when you play against Hagen, Field and Gill, but she had a couple of opportunities to show her pace in front of Grace Gill and her composure, and I think, like you say, she's got a bright future as most of the Panthers team tonight.
Speaking of young talent, Whiteley wins a free kick under the duress of Bennett. As time ticks away, with just under 4 minutes to play here. I've lost all feeling in my toes.
My third pair of socks is starting to give up as well.
But Canberra Croatia have been absolutely on fire here this evening. As Donatello's first contribution is to give away a free kick against Hagen.
Showing Hagen that she's going to be in charge of the midfield from now on.
A little bit too late. But it's always good to put one in to let your opposition know that you're there for the next 3 minutes. Matic. Ball force currently here for Chow, who drives in behind, and Wallace gives away. Is that a penalty or a free kick? I think it might be a free kick on the edge of the box, as Wallace is given a yellow card for a robust challenge. Did look like she did win a fair bit of the ball, but maybe she took out the player before the ball here.
Yeah, it did look like an almost a good challenge from where we are. Maybe I saw 2 feet going in, so she probably also picked up Chow in the meantime. That was a risky decision and a courageous decision to try and side tackle, but also probably the best way to try and stop Chow. Smart way to do it before the box.
Hagen with the free kick here, places it, falls to Josipovic, who spills it, who's quite unhappy with the follow through by Chow. Had a bit of a word to the referee there, but she wins herself a free kick. Field controls her pass, and shot from Panagotopoulos.
Panagotopoulos. That was close enough.
Panagotopoulos, who places the ball over the crossbar. I tried. You got to teach me how to pronounce Greek last names.
You did good. I think that was actually really good from Gracefield, finding Panagotopoulos in the box.
Agnew will take the throw in. Fensom demands the ball. She receives it. They start again from the back line as we tick into the final minute here at Deakin Stadium. It's Canberra Croatia 10, Monaro 0. As Donadell clears. Field to Churchill to Field. Hagen. Canberra Croatia seem content to. Fensom cleans up a poor touch. Finds Chow. Finds space in again. Great ball in behind for Agnew, who looks for Bennett at the back stick, but the finish couldn't be found here, and it trickles out for a goal kick in what could be the last action of this match. The referee does look at his watch. He's content for the goal kick to take place. Churchill wins the header. Falls to Wallace, who clears. Bennett. Great win there by Whiteley. Wins a free kick. This sets it up nicely for a great match here at Deakin Stadium on Sunday afternoon between Canberra Croatia and Belconnen United in the highly anticipated match of the season in the NPLW. How do you see that one panning out?
Yeah, exactly. I think tonight was obviously a very dominant display by Canberra Croatia, as we are hearing the 3 whistles. And I think that's the best way to prepare a game like Belconnen United, right? They're putting them on alert. They're letting them know that they're here to really compete for that top of the ladder, and they are right now on top of the ladder with 15 points when Belconnen only had 13 points. The last couple of games, in the last 3 games, Canberra Croatia is playing Belconnen, and then he's going to have to play Gongarin as well, while Belconnen, after playing Canberra Croatia, also has to face Canberra Olympic. So we're going to have some cracking games to finish the season.
Well, the end result here at Deakin Stadium is a 10-0 win to the away side. at Deakin Stadium. Canberra Croatia walk away with a 10-0 win. It all started off with Grace Gill open to scoring before a hat-trick from Palombi and from field, and Chow got on the score sheet as well. It's been a dominant display here by Canberra Croatia as they claim all 3 points and find their way to the top of the ladder. It's Canberra Croatia 10, Monaro Panthers 0.